In this video, we will delve into the world of infections. But before we do that, it's very important to know the basic terms and terminologies. Terms like disease, infection, disorder, these are interchangeably used. But when you talk about the term disease and you split the term as dis and ease, it indicates that the body is not at ease. There is something wrong. And this could be either an infectious condition or a non-infectious condition. So let us try and understand what you mean by this. An infection is when a microorganism enters your system, multiplies, and hence causes a disease. This is referred to as an infectious disease or an infection. But when it's not related to microorganisms, when it is related to your own body system, like cardiovascular conditions, diabetes, cancer, you refer to it as non-infectious diseases. There's another term called disorder. Disorder is when some normal functioning of your body is affected, is disturbed. This could be due to some kind of a physical trauma, or it could be genetically encoded in the family, that everyone in the family has it, or it could be just because of some kind of a disease. We normally tend to interchangeably use these words. No doubt that these words are related, but they don't mean one and the same. Another set of terminologies that people normally get confused about is signs and symptoms. Let me tell you that signs are those which the physician or the doctor can see and identify, while symptom is something that you experience. To give you an example, if you have a red rash on your skin, the red rash can be seen by the doctor, and that's a sign. But if you have a burning sensation, then that is a symptom, because that's something that only you can experience. The doctor cannot see that. So red rash becomes the sign, and the burning sensation becomes the symptom. Bacteria, fungi, virus, protozoa, all of these cause infections. I have listed some commonly known infections. The list is unending. There are numerous infections out there. Some of the bacterial infections that are very commonly known are cholera, tuberculosis, typhoid. Fungal infections like ringworm or jock itch. Most of the fungal infections are skin infections that are, commonly known and discussed. Influenza, HIV, COVID, swine flu, all these are viral infections. Malaria, amoebic dysentery, which is also called as amoebiasis, African sleeping sickness, these are all protozoan infections. Let me tell you that some infectious agents cannot directly enter human body. They may need a vector through which they will enter your system. Let me give you a simple example. When you suffer from malaria, malarial infection is caused by a protozoan, but that protozoan cannot enter your system directly. It enters the bloodstream of a human via a vector like mosquitoes. So some infectious agents will be able to enter the host only via a vector, while some can directly get an access into the human body. So as a summary of this week, we have discussed what microorganisms are, what are types of microorganisms. We have discussed about the ubiquity and human microbiome, whether all microorganisms are harmful or some of them can be our friends. And finally, we have understood some basics of the world of infections. At the end of this week, it's very important for us to know how you felt about the course content that was provided to you. So please fill in the feedback form. There will be some assessment activities which will be posted. Please go through the same. And if there are any suggestions, please feel free to convey those suggestions to us. Simultaneously, we also want to start an activity called as reflection activity, wherein at the end of every week, we want the participants to reflect what they understood in this week's content. And this is going to be helpful not just for us, but also for you to understand what you gained out of this week's content. How we have to do the reflection activity, the instructions for the same will be posted very soon on the website. So please stay tuned. Thank you so much and see you next week.